let the game begin. Let's see what these three red fellows are going to do. Sticking together so far. Going all.
Looks like we've got a 3-man red rush to hidden.
Now that is interesting. That you don't see every day.
What about blue team? What's blue team got going on over there?
2 to middle.
2 to mid.
1 low.
1 lower.
And 3 red at hidden. Now, that's an interesting strategy, and I can say that I've never seen it before, but I can't say whether it's effective or not. It may be the most brilliant move we've ever seen in the tournament. Let's see how it plays out, Cotton.
It does look like blue team is going to get the early lead, but I think what red is hoping that they can do is they can start at hidden, use their 3-man rush to mid, use the 3-on-2 to destroy those 2 blue players, and then move on through and hopefully go for the 3 cap. However, it looks like they've completely bypassed each other. Blue team is now the 2 on hidden, and red team is
nowhere to be found
on the map.
What? They're
going down to hidden.
Snuck around, giving Magpie a run for his money. Who's popping Last Stand to try to see what he can do against Roncho and Grumman right now. They're throwing potions knowing that Last Stand can't defend against magic damage. Magpie's backed into a corner. Still alive. Still running.
This is obviously the last thing that Magpie expected. You see your team capture middle and lower. You think, okay, you have 3 people at hidden. There's no way they're going to be at me. All of a sudden, there's 3 people on you down there at the lower point. It's
madness. It's absolute madness. It doesn't make any sense. And yet, I love it because it's innovative. You know, red team innovators. Let's call them that from the beginning.
Chaos, Team Chaos.
Team Chaos. Whether that actually makes any sense in the things that they're doing, we'll see. But hey, they clearly have a strategy of sticking together that is going to hurt blue because they don't normally stick together. But sticking together, it wins you fights. Doesn't necessarily give you points, though. Now we got a 3v3 here. Everybody's split apart. You got a 2v2 and a 1v1 over there. Gremlin popped a Quake. Master mopping. Grem does not
Gremlin goes down, and blue looks like they have the 3-on-2 pushing towards the middle point. We've got 2-on-1 here at mid with the 2 blue players coming in. Lots of healing going on. I see a Last Stand active there on Magpie. Lots of burning. Lots of everything. Ronshot, I expect to go down here soon. I think blue's going to take the advantage out of this. I don't know that red's play here going to hidden first is going to really play out for them.
Honestly, if you ask me, blue's done a good job of doing the split. Red's strategy of sticking together makes sense, but I fear blue's individual player skill trumps most of the red team right now. So even though the red team's trying different strategies, they don't necessarily have the 1v1 abilities to fend off most of the blue players, especially since most of the blue players have a defense tree. I can speak for Master. He's got Life Shield. Mop and Master and Magpie both have Last Stand. Unlimited and people I can't see because their names are too small. Wait for it. Grem, Unlimited both have Quake, and Roncho's got Last Stand. Curiously, Last Stand most used to be argued as the weakest talent that we have, and now you see a lot of people with it. Unlimited Bull, however, not to be outdone, gets a double kill. Didn't see it, unfortunately, but let's see what happens when they're all going hidden. They're sticking together. That's their strategy. I'm curious whether they think they're going to need to adapt that.
This is going to be interesting. If they can all stick together and secure middle and force the blue team to attack them at the middle point, they may have the advantage. However, if they keep getting pulled to each of the side points, except for middle here, like, I don't think that this strategy is going to hold up. They're going to be pulled thin, and as we've said, blue team obviously has the advantage in the one-on-one. I think blue team may be off to the, well, they're obviously off to the early lead here with a 42 v20 here. They may just be poised to take themselves for the slow burn win.
This is an extremely long-lasting mid-fight with no deaths yet. Master's got Life Shield, which he's using to keep his team alive. Red somehow manages to stay alive as well. I think not. They don't have much in the way of health left. They're scattered a little bit. We got a fresh player in here. Bobby is down. Roncho gets a double kill. And Magpie gets a double kill. 2 double kills, almost simultaneously leading 1v1 with Magpie with the triple kill.
Magpie!
With the would-be team wipe, if we had it as a thing. We will have to get that in for future matches, for sure. Red's best bet is to hold 2. They cannot go for 3. It would be greedy. It would not work if they tried. So let's see if their sticking together strategy works for them being at middle. Magpie, however, going to hidden to try to sneak and get that back for blue with 3 cap.
We've got the 3v2 here going on in mid. Mopik and Targaryen versus the entirety of the red team. Last stand being popped by Mop here. A lot of damage being absorbed by that. He's basically just standing in the middle of it. Quake being popped by the red team. Blue flying into the air. This is a lot of damage heading in the blue team's direction. I mean, it's a 3v2. You think the red team's going to win. It kind of takes a miracle for blue to pull it out.
And it looks like red's got the upper hand this time. That was a double kill for Gremlin, and they're going to get middle, I think. But the question is what they decide to do after that. Blue has a good ability to get behind where red was at and take the point from behind them. But if red can hold 2 now and get a lot of kills and prevent them from dying too much, they could pull this out. However, red or blue does have twice their number right now in points. They are splitting. They are splitting, interestingly now. They finally decided to split. I think probably listening to the stream. I'm guessing they're deriving some tactics from what we're saying, but that's okay. Let's see if they can put those practices into play. 2 red,
down to hidden.
going low. Hidden is at blue. 2 blue at mid. That's the thing. Blue just needs to just stay behind red, and that's all they're going to do.
This is textbook by blue. They took the early advantage, and now they're just securing it. Red team is kind of forced to play catch-up in this instance.
Magpie going to take on Unlimited Bull. Unlimited Bull's got Quake. Magpie's got Last Stand. Unlimited Bull, I don't know if either even used their cooldowns for that fight.
Even with Magpie dying, I still think blue takes the advantage out of that because they're just delaying the blue team here. Oh, this is brutal.
Roncho trying to fight 2 blue. Well, whoever this red guy is, Gremlin, running some direction. I'm not sure even he knows where he's going yet. Leaving teammates by themselves. He at least uses a proper Quake there to get blue a little disoriented. Master, however, has Holy Grenade and Life Shield. Roncho dies to fall damage. Blue just is going to mop up red most of the time on account of the fact that they have heals. They have longevity in fights, and they have a little greater skill in terms of PvP.
Let's take a look at the specs here. Blue team, we've got lots of defense. I see 2 last stands over there. That third one, which one is that one on Master?
That's a Life Shield.
Life Shield. Red team, we have 1 last stand, and the other 2?
Quakes.
Quake. Lots of defense.
It's interesting though that these team comps are much more different than I expected them to be. We've seen matches where we've seen explosive arrows all over the place. We've seen matches with Quakes all over the place. We've seen matches with Last Stands all over the place. What we have yet to see is Freya's arrow. We have yet to see hooks. We've seen a few lunges. It speaks at least to some ability for our talents to be varied and not necessarily imbalanced.
The lack of lunge here is the one that really surprises me. I would expect most players to think, hey, I want to get the lunge, it gives me a damage boost, I'm going to jump in there, I'm going to get the kill. However, really when you have all these defense talents stacking up, that probably bodes better for the big team fights, the 3-on-3. People with more defensive talent are going to be able to sustain that damage, just straight up absorb anybody who has a lunge. So I wonder if that's what teams are going into these matches thinking. They're thinking, okay, maybe they're going to have lunge, they're going to have the explosive arrow. If I can pop my last stand, anything like that, to absorb all the damage, we're going to come out ahead. Because once they get that out of the way, sure, they have the little bit of extra damage coming in via the fire damage. They have some of the lifesteal coming in. However, the defense tree definitely does just give you more survivability. So I'm betting that most of these teams are playing the outlast the other team game as opposed to the kill the other team game.
I definitely agree. And, you'll find that players less comfortable with their melee abilities picking defense because it gives them a little more breathing room in terms of a 1v1 fight. Well, that's the end of the game. It's 100-44. Team Admin Abuse walks away with that pretty clear victory.